What is up, Pokemon trading card game fans? Welcome to episode 21 of the Special Conditions podcast, where our love for Pokemon and collecting collide. Today is January 13th, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Tuttle, joined by my co-host, Josh Brown. But we are not alone today. We have Sol with us from the PSPN podcast. What's going on, Sol? What's going on, Josh?
Hello, both of you.
Awesome.
We have a guest today, Adam.
Yeah, we have a guest. Our first guest. You are the first guest. How does it feel?
It feels great, man. I'm excited. I was really looking forward to going on your guys' show, and it's finally happening. So thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome.
In a decade from now, when we look back at hundreds and hundreds of episodes of the show, like there'll be a trivia question of who was their first guest, and you will have the right to that answer.
And I'll probably get it wrong.
Yeah, you'll be like, wasn't it that Charizard guy?
Oh
No,
my God.
not Charizard. All right.
Lord.
So on today's show, we'll get to know PokeSol from the PSPN, which is the PokeSol's pack network. We're going to talk about the pickup of the week. I may have ordered a flex card. No question of the week, because we saved them all for Sol. And then a card of the week is going to be Lunatone from EX Legend Maker.
Awesome.
So PokeSol, Sol, how's it going? If I can call you Sol.
I'll allow it.
Introduce yourself, like where you're from. Tell us about your brand.
What is PSPN?
Yeah, so,
all that good stuff.
Yeah, the hard-hitting questions right off the bat.
All the difficult stuff. Oh God, I don't know if I'm ready for this. So what's up, guys? My name's Sol. You guys may know me as PokeSol5150 on Instagram. I run the PokeSol Pack Battle Network. I'm going on 3 years running it in March, and I have the PSPN, the PokeSol Pack Network, which pretty much was just a name that I started because I eventually wanted to do something more. Just wasn't aware of what. And then I started with the pack battles, and I moved on to merchandising, kind of dabbled with YouTube a little bit, and now I'm doing podcasts as well. So I'm trying to branch out as many things as possible to bring you guys different content from every platform that I can possibly think of.
Well, being on the other end of it, I absolutely love it.
I appreciate it, man. You guys are the ones that inspired me to start it. I'd always see your guys' advertisement on your Instagram for your podcast, and I finally decided to check it out. And after like the second episode, I was like, wow, I want to do this. I want to do podcasting. I want to see if I could do something different and in the same spirit and, kind of bring people together. And that weekend, I grabbed the microphone and just ran with it.
No, and it's honestly, it's been fantastic. Like you coming into the scene, and you're a content creator that I enjoy watching your content and also being involved in your content as far as the pack battles go. And now being able to listen to you, it's like that extra dose of soul. Everybody needs a little bit more soul in their life, right?
Oh yeah, can never go wrong with it. And then when I got your guys' email for it, you guys are super structured and super professional, and I'm I talk to my people and we just kind of ramble, so it's nice to see two different perspectives of it. You guys are running a quality show where I'm just all over the place.
Hey, well, it's okay. It's you. You know what I mean? Like you're doing it how you want to do it, and you're doing a good job at it.
I will say it's very different for me to talk to somebody that started on a completely different platform like Instagram. Like I've been a podcaster for 6-7 years, maybe longer at this point. I don't even know. And Instagram has always been something that we have to have for whatever show that I'm doing. Like you have to have an Instagram account. You have to be able to reach out to people and a different social media platform type of thing. And I know Adam and Ken and Melissa, they always talk to a bunch of YouTube creators, and that's where they started. And so it's very weird for me to talk to somebody that like began on Instagram and like made this whole brand and following on Instagram and is now like spreading to different platforms like podcasting. It's completely backwards, and my head like can't even fully wrap around how that works.
Is that a good thing or a bad
No,
thing?
I'm fascinated. I want to know, like,
There's just different ways of growth, and it's you've found your niche and have been able to grow through it, and it's like nice seeing it through, my eyes. I've watched you grow, and it's
were
like
you
other
big on
content
Instagram
creators.
before the PokeSol network and the pack battles and everything? Like, were you, like, did you? I guess I'm curious. Like, what drew you to Instagram in the first place of being like your home base of things?
So I've always been into Pokemon. I was a collector when I was a kid. I had an unfortunate run-in with a friend that stole all of my Pokemon cards during Team Rocket. Every
Okay, so
card that
they're
I
not your
had.
friend, right? Anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. We cut those ties. We severed those ties. Hope I don't ever run into him because I will ask, where are my Pokemon cards? But yeah, that really put a nasty taste in my mouth, so I stopped collecting that. Then when Evolutions came out, the nostalgia factor hit, and I started collecting again. So I already had a personal Instagram, and I started just posting them on there, casually posting them. Then I can't remember how. Actually, there was an artist that I really liked that was also collecting Pokemon. So I bought my first card I ever bought from the community was a base set Gyarados. Bought that and then started linking with other sellers, and then people started reaching out to me, telling me that they were getting annoyed with my Pokemon post. So I was like, all right, fine. So I decided to just make an Instagram for Pokemon. And around that time, I found somebody in town that was selling Pokemon packs for like $2. So I just started hoarding them, opening pack after pack after pack. And then somebody suggested I should do pack battles, like a pack battle tournament. And I had participated in one myself. Wasn't really too comfortable with the structure of it, so I kind of did my own thing. And this was like it's going to be 3 years in January, March. It's going to be 3 years in March that I've been doing it. And it just keeps growing and changing and different themes, different battle styles, different people, different ideas. I can honestly say that it hasn't gotten stale for me. And it's always a challenge to think of something new or find something that I already did and kind of just run with it. And the thing is that I'll be working and I'll just get an idea like, wow, what if I do this? And I won't even ask. I'll just shoot it. If it picks up, it picks up. If it doesn't, I'll just move on to the next thing. That's how I started Poke Slay Day. That's how I started the Kanto Chronicles. We did a thing called Modelo Time Mafia, which didn't really pick up, so that ended. But it's always just trying different ideas, trying different formats, trying different projects. If it hits, cool. If it doesn't, let's move on to the next thing. I'm always flowing, and I'm never hesitant or scared to try something new because you never know if it's gonna work if you don't try it.
Well, I'm glad you tried podcasting because that clearly is working. I mean, I love it. So
I'm loving it. I love talking, so it comes naturally to me, and somehow I find a way to get people comfortable and at ease, and they just kind of open up and just flow. And I'm really happy with how much it's picking up and how much people are receptive to it, how much they're willing to want to come on and just chop up whatever they want to talk about, and it's really fun. I love it that I was able to do this.
Awesome. And so you touched on like your brief history with the Pokemon cards. You collected up until Rocket, and then they got stolen. What else is your history? Like, do you play the video games? Do you do anything else? Do you play Pokemon Go? Any of that stuff?
I played the games again up until I got stolen. I just completely got turned off from Pokemon. I was playing whatever was at the time, and I can't. It was so long ago I can't remember. When Go came out, I was playing it heavily as well. Then I changed jobs, working nights, so it kind of I had to choose between playing or sleeping and having kids. I kind of had to divvy my time up, and then with all the pack battles and everything, sometimes I'm at work on my break working on posts, and everything I do it on my own. So I'm very, very limited on time, so I had to give up on Go. The TCG, sometimes I'll play with some friends, and I try to hit every pre-release I can because those are really fun, and those are a real fun way to meet people and just kind of practice with it. I'd love to have more time to play competitively, but unfortunately my schedule is really, really tight all the time. So I get a game in whenever I get a chance.
Oh, that's excellent. You see, I wasn't sure if you like played or not. So that's very interesting.
Yeah,
Adam loves
it's
talking to
fun.
people that play.
Yeah, because like I don't know, because I see you like you're always mentioning cards, and because when you open packs, you always give them like ridiculously funny names. So that is something I enjoy. Um, so what was your like motivation to begin making content and like building the community that you now have?
Well, I saw how I saw during the time I came in, there was a big gap between big accounts and small accounts. I noticed that the bigger accounts kind of stuck with themselves, and that maybe because I was a smaller account, so I didn't really see the bigger picture, but I didn't really see too many community events going on. And with the pack battles, I found, I mean, sure, I don't just let anybody in. I kind of, browse through their account, see who they're connected to, see what they're about, see what kind of vibe they're putting out. Because I don't want like a random person coming in and scamming, or somebody that's accused of or has done something like that to bring in negative vibes. But I do try to bring in smaller accounts, people that are growing, people that are trying to branch out, and it's a great way to grow. You have 16 people in a chat, and I'll get like, guys, stop talking. Then I have information to give. Boom, boom, boom. All right, guys, have at it. And then I let them go at it again, and they're chopping it up. They're, hey man, I followed you. Hey, I followed everybody in the chat, and I've seen a lot of friendships grow out of the pack battles. I've seen a lot of relationships blossom. I've seen a lot of people get together, and I see them doing their own thing, and I'm like, cool, that's great. I'll bring in veterans, and then I'll bring in newcomers. That way, the veterans can help me kind of level it out, and then always coming up with new ideas to try to bring people together, to try to find ways to, those introverts that don't want to talk or be on camera. All right, cool. Well, then let's get people to be less scared of showing themselves. Let's do the Poke Slay Day. Post a picture of yourself with whatever the theme is. No judgment. That's it. We want to humanize the person behind the account, and always trying to find different ways to appease to different members of the community, because not everybody's with every aspect that's going on. So some people are too shy to talk. Some people are too shy to be on camera. Some people are too shy to show their face. So always trying to find different ways to bring people in and kind of break out of their comfort zone, shatter that wall. And they let go, once they set themselves free, they realize how much fun they've been missing out on because they've let that hesitation keep them from enjoying the community and everything it has to offer.
That is amazing. Like, that makes my heart so happy.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing you have going there is that everybody's there for the shared interest of Pokemon. Like, regardless of who you are, where you're from, what your background is, what your history is, what anything, like, everybody's there because of Pokemon. And that's, like, the one common thread that everybody should be able to share and eventually, let loose and, like you said, have fun and just enjoy the experience.
Right. So many different paths of life. You see people that are doctors. You see people that are engineers. You see people that work at McDonald's. You see people that are stay-at-home moms or dads. And it's nice to see that we all collect Pokemon cards. We're all here for the same thing, but we have a life outside of it. And it's interesting to see how that life influences the way they collect, the way they interact, the way they are. So you might not know that somebody's going through a tough time right now. So Pokemon is their escape. Pack battles are their escape. Listening to podcasts or looking at people's YouTubes, it's a way for them to escape the mundane or escape the stresses that they're going through, or kind of just find somebody that they're comfortable with and having a conversation. There's a lot of people I have daily conversations with that, hey, man, I'm going through a rough time. What's up, man? What do you want to talk about? Or, let's open up some packs. Or a lot of people fail to notice that we're people. We're not just accounts. We're not just cards. We're a community. And that's what I've been trying to bring to Instagram. And I mean, that's where I function, Instagram. And now with the podcast, try to make the community more together.
That's so cool.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm no angel. I've had my share of controversies. I have no filter, so that got me in a lot of trouble for a while. But I matured. I grew up. I learned from my mistakes. I kind of kept my personal convictions out of the way I do my everything. So that has really helped me out a lot in the way that I grow now and the way that I interact with people, because I realize that maybe some things are best left unsaid.
Just some things.
Yeah, some things.
And so you say you go to, like smaller pages and stuff. And so how do you find those trainers that you collaborate with?
Sometimes people reach out to me, but most of the time, I'd say maybe like 80% of the time, I'm reaching out to people. I'll people that I see that are constantly like liking my stuff or commenting on my things, and or new followers that I get. I'll check out their account. I'm like, okay, you know, I don't really look for the number of followers they have, more like the content and their interactions. Like if I see somebody that's just posting pictures with no interactions, all right, cool. Maybe you're not there yet. You haven't expanded or you haven't broken out. But if I see people they're leaving comments on other people's stuff, or somebody's leaving a comment and they're interacting back, or they're making trades or sales or purchases, so okay, they're wanting to be part of the community, and I'll send them a message. Hey man, this is what I'm doing. This is what I got going on. And I get rejected a lot. I get no, I'm not interested. That's not for me. Okay, well if you ever want to come on, you're welcome to. Let me know. Or
Yeah, because
people that are sorry.
didn't
Go
didn't
ahead.
didn't didn't you reach out to me? Like that's how like I joined the first pack battle.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because I was just like, I've never done that, and I had such a blast. And I think I've been on 3 times, and I think I won twice. I feel, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
I
You won
think,
first place in I can't remember which one it was. Well, you're
I think
supposed to be in,
August.
in this
I,
month.
yes, yes, yeah, because that's all the winners from 2019, correct?
Right, and a couple of I'm calling them rogues, because there was only 11 tournaments. I didn't do December, so everybody that won in those, and then some people won multiple times. So I just chose like a backup to represent, and then there's 16 spots, so 4 or 5 of them are just people that randomly participated that I saw that really enjoyed themselves. So I asked them to come back.
Okay, because that's where I was going. With my next question. So you have the king or queen tournament coming up. Can you tell us like a little bit more about it? Any details? When that's going to go live? When people can look forward to seeing the start of that?
So the group chat started already. That started a week ago. Everybody got notified and invited if they wanted to be a part of it. I already got the players lined up. I've been slowly trickling posts of the people participating on the PSPN Instagram page, and the first round is going to be on the 21st. So it's going to be 16 former champions and participants battling for the title of king or queen of 19, and that person's going to own the title of the champion for 2019. They're going to go and represent the United States in the February International Pack Battle Tournament, and they'll also be coming back next year in January to defend their title of 2019 and or 2020. Sorry, we have the former 2019 champion defending his title. And something I started last year, I got the idea of grabbing a binder, and I collect. Okay, so to participate, there's an entry fee, and you have to send in 2 signature cards, which is an energy card with your IG handle written on, and prize cards that go to the winners. One of the signature cards is collected with the other 15, and it goes to the first place winner, a trophy of sorts
Oh, that's
of all
cool.
the people that participated. Yeah, and the other set goes into a binder. So it's 2 pages with the 16 cards, a rare card, and then any space that's left unfilled with other cards. So right now there's a binder with 11 sets of signature cards from previous months, and then any space that's left open, I'm gonna go in and fill in with GXs, EXs, whatever I have lying around, and fill up the binder for the champion to take home as a trophy of everybody that participated that year and who they pretty much came out on top of.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
so
these are a
intense.
lot. They're a lot of work.
I love that. That's so cool. Um, do you have? So you said you were collecting up until Team Go Rocket, and then you stopped and got back with Evolutions. Like, since you've been back, or even back, like, do you have like a favorite set of cards, or like a specific card that just like is your absolute favorite, or anything like that?
Yeah, so I started with Evolutions, and I completed a master set, and then I traded it off for when I started, I pretty much was collecting anything that I liked, that I thought was cool looking or pretty or shined nicely. And then Gyarados was always my favorite, so I started collecting Gyarados, and then I found out about Houndoom and started hoarding Houndoom. And during that time, I was collecting Rayquaza, and then there wasn't really too many cards that I wanted from him, so I kind of switched him up for Arcanine, and then I stopped collecting cards. Everything that I had, I traded off and just started aggressively hoarding Houndoom and Gyarados and Arcanines, and that's all I have now. Anything that I get my way, I always trade it off. I think my favorite card is Team Rocket Returns Houndoom. He just looks so stoic, so powerful in that image. And for Gyarados, it'd be the Sky Rage Gyarados, the one where he's facing forward, and you just see him like kind of ready to blast.
To pounce, yeah.
That's a tough card. But now it's like that's all I collect. I've been filling in binders. Right now, I am 5 cards away from having every Houndoom printed in English and Japanese, including promotionals, stamped, pre-releases, in a PSA card. So I'm almost complete with what I consider my master set of Houndooms. And then I'll move on to Arcanine, or Gyarados, then I'll move on to Arcanine, and then I'll move on to Corviknight, which is the next Pokemon I'm planning on hoarding.
That's so rad. So, like, the sets, you could care less about like a specific set or anything like that. You're looking for the specific Pokemon.
If I were to have to choose a favorite set, it would definitely be Team Rocket Returns. I love the way they made the Pokemon look. They look mean. They look angry. They look ready to attack.
Sure. That's cool. Did you mention you had kids?
Yeah. I have the Fire Lord, which everybody that knows me knows who that little creature is, and 2 of the girls.
Are they part of Pokemon with you at all, or are they going to be as they grow up? Like, is this something you want to share with them as a hobby? Like,
so I have 2 9-year-olds. I think they're 9. I have 2 girls, and they collect. They have one of them collects Pikachu, and the other one collects Charizard. So they have their own collections, and I've been kind of wanting them to. I've been slowly pushing them to join me. I'd love to do YouTube videos with them. Mm-hmm. To have them, I want to eventually down the road do like a kids episode with just kids. Talk to, like kind of like I did the clips for the New Year's resolution one. Do a clip like that with the children of collectors that are also collecting, and kind of talk about their collections and what they want to do. And I would love to have them. They're interested, but not as much as I would personally like, but I don't want to push them either.
Right.
But the Fire Lord loves watching me open packs. She opens packs with me sometimes. We've done videos on lives, and we've done videos together. So I know she's gonna enjoy it, and I'm eventually, when she gets a little bit more in control of her motor skills, I want to do stuff with her on the channel as well. So that's gonna be my protege.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. I love that so much. So you've talked a little bit about the podcast that you started up, and that's your next venture into all of this. So, like, what's the name of the podcast? What's it about? Like, what could people expect to hear from it when they go and check it out?
So the name of the podcast is PSPN The Pod. I know. Embrace it. Let that sink in.
It's beautiful.
So it's about it moves mountains. So it's broken up into 3 segments. Whoever I bring on, whatever they're into, we talk briefly about them, what they do in the community or in their YouTube, their podcast, their Twitters, whatever. in their collections or what have you, and then will segue into what's new Pikachu, which is we talk.
Whoa! Every time you say that, that's literally what goes on in my brain.
I thought you were pausing me for a second. I was like, what?
No, every time I listen to your podcast and you say, "What's new Pikachu?" I was just saying, "Whoa!"
So when you come on mine, and if you don't do that, I'm gonna be peeved.
Okay, I know. I will do it 100%.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. So what's new Pikachu? We either talk about something new that's happening with the community. For example, with Chrysos, we talked about the Pokemon Direct, or we could talk about what's happening with them. It could be about some new Pokemon they're collecting, or something they're branching off into, YouTube, podcasting, what have you. And then we'll talk about that. Then we'll go on to Soul's Soapbox, which is an opportunity to respectfully rant about something that's been bothering them in the community, or with Pokemon, or with cards, with PSA, whatever it is that they want to kind of discuss in a more aggressive manner that's not going to hurt anybody's feelings too much, which I've seen that it already kind of has to some people, but I mean, you can't please everybody. And then the one that's kind of been kind of fluxing a little bit is Pokemon X or Y, where we randomly choose a Pokemon, and it's either an X Pokemon, which is awesome and cool, or a Y Pokemon. Like, why did you guys decide to make that? And then just butcher it up or praise it up. And then just anything in between, anything they want to talk about, anything they want to cover. Those are, it's kind of like the skeleton of it, but I let them fill it up with the meat.
Cool. So I like that it's not just card based. Like you're covering all things Pokemon, and that's really cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I want to have. It's open to literally anybody, as long as they have something they want to talk about. Anybody can come on, and I want to have an opportunity for different types of people to come on. Pokemon TCG players, streamers, podcasters, YouTubers. Not TikTok. Nothing. Never TikTok.
Are you sure? I've seen some people be like, "Hey,
Pokemon
Pokemon check."
No, just no. And yeah, it gives an opportunity for people that maybe didn't feel like they had a voice because they're not doing anything big. And that's not the case. Everybody has something going on. Everybody has something interesting or that they're interested in. Otherwise, they wouldn't post. And I wanna have them come on and talk about it. And have people know why they're collecting what they're collecting, or doing what they're doing, or streaming what they're streaming, and just give them a chance to talk, get to know people. Humanize people.
I love it. I can't wait for us to come on.
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready. Actually, after the second week of February, I'm open. I haven't had anybody request those spots yet.
Yeah, we'll make it work for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm willing to sacrifice
the tie a little bit and talk Pokemon, talk shop.
Yeah. Talk about your podcast. Talk about all your different podcasts. This is.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you mentioned, you've moved from Instagram. I mean, you haven't moved, but I mean, you're working towards podcasting now. And
evolved.
Is there any? Yeah, you've evolved. You've become a stage 1 now. Do you have any plans to become a stage 2? And if so, what does that entail? What's next for the now?
So I don't know if you guys have seen my merchandising for the PSPN. There's a new brand I launched in December. Well, I introduced it. I haven't launched it yet, but it's called Flames and Feather, which is more of an all-around brand. The PSPN merchandise is specifically PSPN or Pack Battle stuff. It's the logo, so it's always going to be that. But the Flames and Feather is an opportunity to bring different styles, different artists, different interpretations. I created a Pokemon called Caranubis, which is a hybrid between Houndoom and Corviknight. So that's the main mascot. That's the logo. That's the American eagle, if you will. And Flames and Feathers, the name of the brand. So I want to have that as an opportunity for, to bring different art styles, different, if an artist wants to do a collab, we can do a shirt print with their interpretation of Caranubis or the Flames and Feather brand, and branch that out, make it something more of a household thing that anybody can pick up, rather than, if you don't know what the pack battles are, I don't really see people kind of just wanting to pick it up for the style of it. It's more of a specific taste and look. So that's something that's going on. The podcast, I want to just keep bringing people on different walks of life, and I'm on YouTube, but I really haven't picked up too much traction on that. I feel that if I'm going to do something on YouTube, I want to do something that not everybody's doing. Everybody's doing pack openings and stuff of that nature. So
yeah, it's kind of like the market's flooded with that.
Exactly. It's oversaturated, and not that there's anything wrong with it, but I want to offer something different. Every time I make a YouTube, it's about something specific. The last video I made was about the Kanto Chronicles and what's coming up for the PSPN. So that's something that I want to have more for the Fire Lord and myself. Something fun for us to do together. But for now, that's everything I'm dabbling in, and kind of just, it's the beginning of the year, so trying to root myself in everything that I'm doing and just branch out as much as I can as the year progresses.
Excellent. And so you did mention, you playing some games with friends in the TCG. Do you play any competitive in the online game? Do you play the TCGO?
I do from time to time. Whenever I catch myself with some free time, I'll get on and play a couple of games. I have an expanded deck, so I'm not really up to date with everything that's going on with the meta, but I'll play my expanded deck for a little bit here and there. I haven't had a chance to play in a while. I'm hoping in changing jobs sometime in the next couple of months and going back to working in the daytime, so I can free up my evenings to take care of it, because I got so much going on all the time, and I
feel you on that.
I run on 4 to 5 hours of sleep daily, so I want to have more of a constant sleep pattern and being able to not be so pushed with my time and stretched so thin, so I can enjoy stuff like that, so I can join the competitive scene, so I can play TCG online, so I can finally get Pokemon Sword and Shield, or Shield and Sword, or whatever it's called.
No, see, and then that's the thing. I call it Shield and Sword, and everybody gives me, a little bit of pushback for it, but it just comes off the tongue a lot easier. And I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh at one point, and there was a Yu-Gi-Oh card that said Shield and Sword, so it just comes off the tongue a little bit easier than Sword and Shield.
It's just imprinted. That's just the way it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm hoping I'm doing that.
And so, this whole talk about pack battles, why don't I challenge you to a pack battle? I've got a Cosmic Eclipse. Do you have a pack?
I have a Hidden Fates pack sitting right here with the Mewtwo looking into his crystal ball.
Okay, well, mine's got the Solgaleo and Lunala kind of jumping at me.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know if I should duck or jump in the air, because one's coming at you and one's jumping over. I don't know.
Well, you stand your ground, sir.
All right, I'll stand my ground, and I'll open first. Ugh, I'm trying so hard to open this pack. Okay, and you don't have to give out your code, but
I'll give out my code.
That's just something we do on the show. So I'm going to do RX. No, okay.
Try that again.
I'm getting it right. R6XX9PXXQ7HQK. That was like a tongue twister. If I had to guess that code being okay. So I got a Lightning, Araquanid, Throw, Dartrix, Nosepass, Snorunt, Rockruff, Deerling, Teddiursa. I got a full art like the people from Cosmic Eclipse, the Wishy Washy, with I believe it's Lana. I don't know what you consider that, and then I got a rare Sunflora with 90 HP.
Nice, yeah. That would be considered the reverse holo, right? It's in the reverse holo spot.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's call it that, reverse holo.
Okay.
So you got a what now?
And 90
not the
HP,
wish. The other one.
90 HP Sunflora, non-hollow.
90 HP Sunflower. All right, let's do this.
Okay, so hopefully you pull like an 80 HP Electrode. Well, what's the rules here? I forget. What's the rules? Is it the highest?
Okay, so yeah, highest rank of rarity. So yours would be just above a hollow.
Okay.
Okay, so here comes the code card. Oh God, this is gonna be hard. C as in car, Y, Z as in zebra, N, K, P, 2, B, N, V, 2, Y, P. There you have it.
Good luck.
Everybody thinks reading off code cards is easy until you start like having to recognize that you have to say them like super phonetically and clearly, and then it's like, oh, your brain gets all messed up, and you guys did great, is what I'm saying.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So here we go. Leaf Energy, Giovanni's Exile, Brock's Pewter City Gym, Koga's Trap. These are all trainers. Clefairy, Psyduck, Ekans, Caterpie, Paris, Koga's Trap for the reverse hollow, and an 80 HP non-hollow Mew. Oh, great.
I think I won.
I believe you did.
But no, in all honesty, I do need that Koga's Trap. That's like the one reverse hollow I don't have from the set. I didn't actually think it existed.
I'll send you a sticker pack, and I'll send you the card. Just shoot me your address, and I'll send it out tomorrow.
Okay. You got it.
Adam, I didn't know you needed that card. I probably have 1,000 of those cards, Adam.
I got to go through my cards again and like talk to you again.
Yeah, you do.
And I got to send you cards because I feel like awful that you sent me.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. All right, so well, thank you so much for everything you do for the community, and thank you so much for coming on the show. Do you have any like shout outs or any plugs you want to shoot away? Anything? I mean, we'll have the descriptions in the podcast, but like definitely like let us know where people can find you, all that jazz.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on, guys. Super happy to be on it. Like I said, you guys are my inspiration for starting podcasting, so it's an honor to be on here with you guys. I just want to shout out myself because I'm awesome and I'm great and I'm humble, and that's it.
Awesome. We love it. Well, like I said, thank you so much for coming on.
All right. Well, thanks for having me again, guys.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
All right. And we will see you guys after this break. And we're back. Oh my God. Soul is an amazing person. It's awesome everything he's doing for the community.
Yeah.
And just me joining in on the pack battles, like it was a lot of fun for me. So it's amazing to see, him starting the podcast and like shouting out at us, saying that it was his inspiration. So like I wanted him on the show.
Linked me to his work like several months ago, like right when we started like doing this. And I was like, I don't know what pack battle is. Like, I don't know what you're trying to tell me with all of this, Adam. Like, this is so much information. Like, I'm new to all of this. Stop it. Slow down. So like now, like being able to step back and like see what he's doing and like see how cool his community is, and I just love the positivity.
Yeah, and he's got so much of it, and he's such a good person too. So it's awesome. I'm so happy he came on.
Yeah, all of his links should be in the show notes for the people listening. If you want to go and check out all of his stuff, please like go support him and everything. That pin that he was talking about, I just found it on Kickstarter, and I am now a backer. So, yeah, paying it forward, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, so we get this show done. Pickup of the week.
Yes.
So like I said, I may have found a cheeky deal on eBay, and I ordered a flex card.
Yeah, you did.
It's a tag call, and it might be gold.
It might be, or it is.
It might. Well, it is. It
okay.
is.
I was gonna say, I hope you know for sure it is or not.
That's my one pickup of the week is I treated myself to a gold card.
Good for you.
It was
it though.
Yeah, I literally am. Like that's the whole point. It's like I just need one more.
Mm-hmm. That's rad.
But until then, I'll keep playing the common version.
That's okay. You got to practice with something, right? Save those for the tournaments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Adam, I totally unprepared for this podcast. I didn't have any packs to open with you guys or nothing. But a few nights ago, if I was thinking about it, I was saved one of the packs from one of the Elite Trainer boxes that I bought.
Say what now?
I know, right?
Is this Cosmic Eclipse that you got?
Trainer box. No, actually, I had a very random curiosity to check out the Burning Shadows set.
Really?
And there's an Elite Trainer box, a few of them at Target, and I was like, you know what? They're on sale. I'm pretty sure I haven't opened any of these packs. Maybe if I have like one or two, like randomly, tucked in with other packages or whatever. But I'm gonna check this out. See what it's all about. I like the art for the set. There's a lot of cool cards. I like seeing Pokemon that I don't see in other sets, so that's always cool. One decent card from the box was a Tapu. I knew I was gonna forget the name.
Lele?
Tapu Fini?
Fini?
Maybe is a blue one.
Yeah, that's Tapu Fini.
Full art, not the hyper rare rainbow one,
but the full art. That's pretty sweet.
Still a full art. Yeah, it's a really cool card. I really enjoy it. So, I was like, you know what, this is a pretty decent set. So I got myself one of my extra binders and threw some sleeves in there, and now I have a Burning Shadows set to work on. So,
well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's good news. I thought you were gonna be like, guess what? I pulled a hyper rare charge. And I was gonna be like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I would take pictures of that for you. You know that.
I won't. I know a little bit.
Yeah. So nothing, too crazy, but just another little set to just check out and see what's going on with. So yeah, that's my week.
All right, and this weekend I did go to a tournament, and I did not that great. I went 2-3 at a League Cup with Darkbox. Now, normally, I'd be like, kicking myself. But I played flawlessly.
Yeah.
And the first match, again, I played flawlessly. It came down to if he had the card in his hand to be able to get him out of the situation, and he did. Otherwise there was nothing else I could do.
Sure.
Second game, I won in the worst way. It's the worst way to win and the worst way to lose. It's called a donk, and that's if they have one Pokemon and no other basic on their bench. So you knock out the active, and they don't have anything to promote. So the game.
Oh, that's awful.
And he chose for me to go first. He won the coin flip. He could have gone first and had that extra turn to dig and grab something.
Sure.
And so I went first, and God start. I started with Darkrai Umbreon and a Sneasel, and was able to obtain with a tag call the red and blue. And then I attached his turn. He attached, used a welder, attached 2 fires, and drew 3 cards and didn't get a basic. And I proceeded to discard 2 cards with red and blue, get the Weavile, and then move the 2 energies to the active and one-shot his Volcanion.
Dang.
Yeah. And then the third match, I wrote this all down. I'm pretty sure it was super close. And honestly, I made a major misplay. I had an active Darkrai which was basically if he had any energies to attack me with, he would have knocked me out. And I should have just Mallow and Lana'd to switch it out. Instead, I said, oh, well, I'll just use Lily and draw 5 cards, and I'm almost guaranteed to draw something to get me out of the switch. And even if I had to retreat, I'd still be able to attach 1 energy. Like, I'll be good. Like, I'll get an energy or a switch, and I didn't get a switch or an energy off the Lily, and I dug my own grave there. Because he was out of energies. I asked him, I was like, can I just look into your deck real quick? And I looked, and there was no energies. Like, I would have won had I just attacked. Yeah, it... So, yeah, lessons learned, but, it is what it is. And then I faced ADP round 4, and I lost. I dead drew like 3 turns in a row. It was bad. I basically had the Ultra Space, so I kept grabbing Naganadels and Poiples, and I basically just had a bench full of Naganadels and Poiples, and I was like, all right, this is fun. I eventually got he was down to 1 prize, and I was able to get, when he brought up Keldeo, I was able to bring up my Heracross and use it once to take the 2 prizes, but then he came up and one-shotted me for the win.
Dang.
But I was like, it felt good to be able to use the 1 tech that is supposed to go against that deck. And then round 5, I got a bye. So I was able to, win and then just walk out the door and go home.
Sure. Not bad. So how do you feel overall?
I feel like, there's only so much I can do for the deck, and if I had to change one thing, instead of adding 2 mysterious treasures, I would take 1 out and add a 4th tag call, just for the consistency factor.
Sure.
And I think that literally would be it. I don't see anything else that could have made any of those draws any better. I really don't.
Well, good. So,
or just maybe I'm playing it in a totally different fashion, and because there's a deck I'm working on, which is Silvally GX and Piplup and Blastoise GX with Quagsire. So I get to just consistently draw cards, dump a bunch of waters to heal my guy, so it's like he's not ever dying. And then I run Mal and Lana to just keep healing if I don't have the energies in my hand.
Right.
And then I can fully heal my guy, or my Blastoise, Piplup, whatever, with Mal and Lana, bring it back to the bench, bring up the active, and then Quagsire from the benched one back to the active, and just keep the cycle going. And that's really what I want to play.
Sure. Well, good. I like confident Adam when it comes to these sets, these decks.
Well, there is a tournament on Sunday, and which honestly I didn't realize that there was all these tournaments, like one week after another week after another. So it's like it's been nice to be able to play.
Sure.
I just need to find one more Silvally GX and one more Blastoise Piplup GX. I know if I placed an order right now, I can't guarantee that they'll get here before Sunday. So
right.
I'm just gonna have to cross my fingers that they have a single at their shop when I get there, or it's just Darkbox that I'm playing.
Well, at least you have a decent backup plan.
Yeah, and it's like the deck's already built. It's it is what it is.
Right. Cool. I'm excited for you. It feels like you're building some momentum here, and I like that.
Yeah, and it's like I'm losing, but I'm learning at the same time, and it's like I just know that there's something I'm missing, and I don't know what it is. And maybe it's finally putting a Dedenne GX in my deck to be able to search it out, discard all my hand, and draw 6 cards. Like, just maybe that's it. I don't know. And if that's the case, then boom, it'll make my deck more consistent. But I just hate the fact that it's like a sore thumb.
Right.
Because the second that somebody sees that and they're like, oh, I'm going to ADP and then take 3 prizes super easily.
Sure.
That's just what I'm nervous about.
Oh.
But I think it's a high risk, high reward kind of card. So.
Right. Cool, man. I'm excited for you.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And just before we get going, just a little housekeeping real quick. This podcast is powered by Patreon. You can check ours out at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. That $1 will get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And if Patreon isn't your thing, there are a few other ways you can help us out. If you're listening to us on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, you can take a moment to leave us a review. 5 stars are the best stars.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for that. And do you have anything else you want to... I know I've just been rambling this whole entire podcast.
Yeah, no, I came for the party, and I don't got much to add this week. It was fun talking to Soul and hearing about your tournament experiences. I do enjoy those randomly through you'll text me your record or how it went, but I don't want to go into too many details because I look forward to you laying it all out there. So no, I'm good, man. I'm just here for the party.
Well, I'm glad. All right, so yeah, I do. I was thinking about it, and I was thinking we should talk about it. It's Lunatone from EX Legend Maker. So it's a psychic type, 60 hit points. It has an ability it's a Pokebody, so it's called Soul Shade. As long as you have Soul Rock in play, each player's fire Pokemon, excluding Pokemon EX, can't use any Pokepowers. So this is back in the day when Pokepowers and Pokebodies were different. Bodies were active at all times, and powers had to be activated, like Silvalley's ability where you draw until you have 5 cards. It would be like Glaceon EX's ability where it stops all... Glaceon GX's ability would be considered an ability because it's effective at all times, whereas Silvally is once per turn. They just, instead of having multiple different things, they just were nope, it's going to be everything has an ability. That's what we're just going to call it.
Okay.
And so all fire Pokemon can't use any Pokepowers, which I believe in 2016, I'm pretty sure Macargo was a thing. Like the one that we have from, I want to say Lost Thunder.
Okay.
Or Celestial Storm, where it's you can search your deck for a card and put it on the top of your deck.
Okay. I'll take your word for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Give me 1 second.
Sometimes you say things and you're decently confident, but then you start second guessing yourself.
Yeah, now I'm just running through stuff. All right, well, so it has that. So that would stop that.
Okay.
Now it won. This card won in the 2006 World Championships. The deck was called Suns and Moons, and it was created by Mykah Sari.
Okay.
The 11-14 champion in the 2006. So he was in the senior division.
Okay.
But Suns and Moons, this is coming from Bulbapedia.com. It says Suns and Moons is one of the 4 2006 World Championship decks released on October 31st, 2006. Each deck comes packaged with a 2006 World Championship booklet. Each card features a silver border, Sari signature, and limited edition 2006 World Championship back. None of the cards are tournament legal. Well, I mean, that's pretty much standard for most World Championships. So the only 2 attacks it has is Moon Guidance. It says search your deck for a trainer card, excluding a supporter card. Show it to your opponent, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck off afterwards. Not the greatest. And then there's Psyshock for 1 Psychic Energy, does 10 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. It has 1 retreat cost and ×2 weakness to Psychic. So all in all, it doesn't seem like that great.
Right.
But when you pair it up with all the other Soul Rocks and Lunatones in the deck,
Right.
there's another Lunatone from, I want to say, EX Deoxys. It has a Pokebody called Moonglow. The retreat cost for each Soul Rock you have in play is 0.
Oh. Well, that's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And so this is like the main attacker. It says it has 1 colorless energy for Foresight. Basically, look at the top 5 cards of either player's deck, put them back in any order. Target Beam, it does 20 plus 10 more damage for each Soul Rock you have in play. So back then, that wasn't a lot of damage, but
right.
It seems like a lot. So the max you could do would be 60.
Okay.
Wow, this thing doesn't hit hard. I apologize for folks at home. I am like going back and looking through all of these cards and trying to make sense of it. Because like I wasn't there during,
Right.
I started playing in 2008, so this was like right before my time.
Sure.
So Soul Rock has an ability called Sunbeam. The maximum HP of each Lunatone you have in play is now 80. Okay. So all the Lunatones are 60 HP, so that gives them an extra 20.
Right.
Reflect Beam. Once it says choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This attack does 10 damage to that Pokemon for each Lunatone you have in play. So there you go. So you're hitting the active for, up to 60. You're hitting the bench for up to 40. Has another attack called Scorching Light for colorless. Flip a coin if heads, defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. If tails, they're burnt. So boom, special conditions.
Right.
Eat your heart out.
I'm fascinated by cards that are made like this Lunatone specifically to basically boost up other cards, right? Like trainers and items and sure, like all those kind of cards, sure, you would expect them to add value to specific Pokemon cards and assist them in ways, but like this Lunatone seems like it's specifically made to boost other Pokemon in your deck, and that's really cool, actually.
Yep, and then the last Soul Rock that's in the deck, it has Luna Shade. It's another Pokebody. As long as you have Lunatone in play, each player's colorless Pokemon, excluding Pokemon EX, can't use any Pokepowers. So if you ran anything that had colorless, which I believe Pidgeot back then, I believe is Pidgeot, you could like search your deck for 2 cards and like put them in your hand. Mm-hmm. Or look at the I don't know exactly what Pidgeot does, but it does something like that, where you're able to just basically add consistency to your deck, and this would shut that off. And then the Lunatone would shut off the Mykah. Right. So like basically the draw engines of that format kind of got shut down by this deck. And then it said attack called Call for Family for 1 colorless. Search your deck for a Lunatone and put it onto your bench. Very, very specific.
Yeah.
And then Hyper Beam, flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy attached to the defending Pokemon. Does no damage.
It's cool.
So essentially, you'd be attacking with the other 2.
Right.
And because one hits 40 to the bench, the other hits 60 to the active. And then you shut down powers. And then you have type advantage because you have Psychic or Fighting.
Right.
And let me just see real quick.
Because the like advanced strategy type stuff, like it's so cool.
Yeah, because there was evolution, so they played Jolteon EX, I know that. And then there was Mew Trick, so Mew could copy things. Mew EX, yeah. It was just like Mewtwo, Perfection. Yeah, so you could knock that thing out. Well, I don't know. 40 times 2 is only 80, so I don't think that would work. But I guess, I don't know. This would just put a damper on a lot of cards in the format. Like,
right.
It's one of those decks where like you shouldn't lose against it, but it just takes a smart player to play it the correct way, and then you lose.
Right.
You weren't ready for it.
It's cool, man. That's a cool card.
I like it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those decks where like I've seen it. I think I have pieces of this deck, like somewhere, like because I know that like somebody gave me cards along the way, and they gave me like 30 cards out of the 60, because I think they took all of the trainers and supporters and stuff from that deck just to proxy and use for their deck, and then I got all like the Lunatone stuff.
Cool.
But I don't know where it is. But strategies like that like blow my mind.
Yeah.
Just like it's so intricate. And that's why I thoroughly enjoy Blastoise and Piplup right now. Like I'm on such a high with that right now because you can play like the tag call to go get tag team supporters. There's a tag team supporter that it's Misty and Lorelei. Search your deck for 3 waters. That literally suffices for your attack. If they have ADP and they hit you for 150, you attach 3 energies to yourself and you heal yourself.
Right.
What? They did no damage. That is insane. That is so good. That's so broken.
Yeah, there's ways around everything though.
You know, exactly, yeah. There is.
Yeah. Cool, man.
But yeah, that's a show. That is a show. I'm calling it.
Yeah. Ding ding ding.
No, seriously, this was such a fun episode. I really enjoyed talking to Soul. And then I really enjoyed talking about Soul Shade in the Lunatone.
Mm-hmm.
And just learning a little bit about that deck, because like that's really cool. I don't claim to be an expert, but I mean, actually, I guess I do. Sort of. Somewhere
That's
literally
on the
your
site. Job on this podcast. Adam.
I'm supposed to be the expert. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we like to have fun. Come on.
Yeah, we do.
No emails this week, but if you do want to email us, you can email us at specialconditionstcg@gmail.com. You can leave us a voicemail, text, picture, whatever, 732-835-8639. But I want an email. Send us an email. Tell us what you thought about the interview. Just let us know. We want some interaction. Yeah. Check out everything that we're doing on the website, specialconditionstcg.com, or everything that Network's doing at PokemonProfessor.com. And remember, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal. Good night, trainers.
Good night.
Or good morning or afternoon.